Hello friends, it's Simone. I am here to show you an unboxing of items that I recently purchased from Vanness. The reason why I placed an order with them was because I needed some yellow ink samples. Remember the mystery ink video? Yeah, that's why. So, let me show you what I got. And let me also tell you that I reached out to Vanness and asked if they would give me some support for that yellow mystery ink research, and they kindly offered a discount code to my viewers, which of course now I don't remember, but it will be on the screen right now. So if you are ordering something from Vanness, don't forget to use that. It gives you 10% off. She didn't specify if there were exclusions, but I'm pretty sure that just as with other shops, some exclusions may apply, like Twisby and Esterbrook. I'm not sure. You need to try. But I was really happy that they were able to offer this discount for me and you, and I hope you will be able to use it. So let's check out what I got, and then I'll talk you through it. So this is, because I placed an order with them, I made sure not to forget white lightning ink additive. This is what you can use to make dry inks flow better. I have not used this yet. I need to experiment with it some. I know that this you need to use very little in order to be able to actually not overdo it. But I'm happy to have this in my stash now, so I can actually try it out. Then I purchased an ink bottle without trying a sample first. And the reason why is because this sample on the website reminded me very much of, what was it? Kobe number 34 Surakuen green tea, which when I'm at the San Francisco Pen Show and Nagasawa, they had a table there last year, I think. If they are there again, I will completely and totally pick one of those bottles up. But in the meantime, I thought this looked very similar, and my friend Mar loves Troublemaker ink. She always supplies me, like my friend Amy, with ink samples, and I know both of them don't have this, if I'm not mistaken. So I thought, if I purchase this bottle, I can share with my friends. I have an ink that they don't have that I can share with them. So I want to try and see what this looks like. And then I purchased some yellow ink samples, as well as other ink samples, because I can't help myself. So I purchased Diamine Sunshine Yellow. I purchased Van Diemen's Harvest Series Beeswax. I purchased Roaring Klingner Helianthus Sunflower. Helianthus, Sonnenblume. Rohrer und Klingner. Just so you know, this is how it sounds when it's German. And then I purchased Robert Oster Yellow Sunset. I think there were some other yellow inks that I remember now, but I looked for yellow, and that was how did I find this? Because I looked for yellow and I just searched. I didn't go through any specific categories. So these four I want to look at closer in the quest to find the actual brother of the mystery ink. And then I added Tsutsuji from Pilot Iroshizuku, as well as Kosumosu, into my cart. Someone suggested I use either one of those in my Bennu confetti milkshake. But now that I'm talking about it, I had two Pilot Iroshizuku inks in my Bennus previously, and they were so gushy that it wasn't very pleasant to use them. So I probably did the wrong thing. But I really want to try and look at those colors, so it's fine. And then I have been really wanting to explore Waterman inks. I'm actually the most intrigued I am by Mysterious Blue. I think that's what it's called, but they didn't have that. So I got Inspired Blue that was recommended by Ferocious and Pretty Pens. Nisha? Wow. No, I don't remember. And then also Waterman Tender Purple, which, if I recall correctly, is one of Chris Sainz's favorite purples. And so I thought I need to try them out. And then, in preparation for the giveaway that still hasn't happened, I ordered these 2 notepads. Let me put this away and show you what they are. I am still planning on hosting a giveaway. I'm slowly collecting all the things that I want to give away. And I would like to give away ink samples, pens, as well as handmade notebooks. And I want to use a sheet of these papers in those. These are Midori dot grid papers, A5 size. I hope they're fountain pen friendly. I assume. I don't just hope, I assume. We can test that later with the pens. And then look what the blue paper looks like. It feels really nice to the touch. It's a white paper with gray dots. And this is a blue paper with, might be darker blue. I don't even know if you can actually see this. Let me try and come really, really close. Does it work? We will see when I rewatch the video. It's a dot grid. And I bought this for 2 reasons, because I would like to have some variety in my letter writing, and then these will work really well in passport notebooks that I make so that they are fountain pen friendly. About the giveaway, I talked about it in another video when I swatched the Atlas mystery box. I am preparing, but it's taking longer than I thought. So there will be videos and I will be talking about this. And I saw a Mitz from My Life Mitz. She just said that she is randomly picking people who comment on her videos, which I thought was such a great idea. So maybe that is what I'm going to do. And then just randomly, when I have collected all the things, I will choose a picker and then pick from all the videos that talk about the giveaway. So if you want to be entered, make sure you comment frequently. This is it. So I am going to stop the video, take a photo so I have a title, and then I'll come back and show you parts of the things, swatch parts of the things that I received. This took so much longer than I thought. I had to make some of those cards first. If you haven't seen, probably will not have seen this before. I'm not sure how I'm changing my videos. I've changed my cards again. I will have a video, or there is a video already out talking about this, but this is my own handmade cards. And I am going to swatch the samples that are not yellow. So I'm going to swatch Kosumosu, Tsutsuji, and then let me put these yellows back. I am using to swatch and to store the samples. I'm using this amazing pen rest as well as ink sample holder from Fountain Pendulum. They reached out to me a little while ago and asked me if I would like to try their product. And I said, yeah, absolutely, because nothing better than supporting small one-person businesses, or two. I'm not really sure how many. They have a video on their channel about those, and they also have a shop running. I'm really in love with this. This is exactly 7 for the ink flights, if you get those. And I'm going to put those here. It fits pens really nicely. This is a TWSBI Mini. I don't know where I put my, what is it called? My Kakimori nib. So I don't want to make this video too long, so I am not going to put these swatches in my color family book on video. I will do that after I'm done with the video, because I want to also look at these 2 notepads. So we're crunched for time a little, I think. Let me grab my handy dandy thingy-majiggy, and then let's just continue right here with Vanness haul in July. Again, I also don't know when you are going to see this, but the code works. Do not worry about that. Alrighty, I need this and this. Let me grab this amazing thing right here. I always put it on the, what I like about this is that it's so heavy that it keeps the paper actually down. Oh, I like that. And now I would love to have a smaller clip. Let me check if I find one right here to keep this paper all the way over there, like so. Yep, this can work. So I have 2 glasses of water, 1 to rinse, 1 to double rinse. And then I have these right here. What are those? Cotton swabs. And then I use my Kakimori nib for the rest. Let's start from the, can you see that? No. Oh, I also need these for here. Where are those? If you haven't purchased from another amazing one-woman show, the Dormouse's Desk, which are probably far superior than these, if you buy whole reinforcers somewhere else, make sure that they're not plastic but paper. I will link these in the description box down below, and I will also leave the Dormouse's link down below, because you can never support enough people, especially the little teeny tiny ones who had great ideas and are trying to get some money on the side. So let's start for real now. This looks I started doing it like this, but I'm not sure that I like that. I actually liked doing it this way a little more. Well, wow. She said, and then she did it that way anyway. This is so bright. It definitely would match the Bennu milkshake, confetti milkshake. Does it shade? I don't know. We'll figure it out later. And then here, give me a sec. My hamburger buns are almost done. I am usually, I really like that I can have so much line variation with this dip nib. Pilot Iro Shizuku Kosu Mosu. I really like it, this nib. I have heard a controversial opinion by Donna from South Shore Paper, and I was very, when she said that she doesn't like how people just like not very much rinse their nib, I'm definitely guilty of that. I'm now rinsing it twice because of that. But I do really, really like it. And I haven't done that very much, but I've started to experiment more and not be so, you know, fixated on you use a fountain pen to write, and this is for swatching. Like when I write a letter, I use this to write hello friend, like this, which I love, making these bold titles. Like I used the architect nib. I can use this for that, and I really enjoy doing that. This is a very bright ink, and if you were going to match, do I need this for anything else? No, I don't. Okay, let me just dip this in here. And then I usually go into the other one and just swirl it around one more time. I also, when I rinse my Kakimori nib, I make sure that it's dry for the next one, and then I put it on a visibly whiter surface and just dip it in to see if it's still colorful. No, it's just wet, and so I'm trying to try it. No, that's wrong. I'm trying to dry it. All right, confetti milkshake. It's even brighter, but I think if you wrote with it, it would probably work really well. I can imagine this. This looks awesome, especially when you look at the grip section and these three colors together. Could be really cool. Maybe if I swap out the nib from a medium to a fine, it would work. I will try, but not right now. I have currently completely different inks inked. Tsutsuji.
And let's keep these apart as well.
Oh my god, this is, what a magenta. Haha, bold. This reminds me of deep magenta from Diamine. And then we use this to do that. And then we do this. I think that's all that I needed from this cotton swab. I'm really happy with this touchy cover nib holder. I actually got this from Vanness as well last September, because I really like the look of the wooden nib holder, and if I wasn't such a clumsy person, I would probably own that. But I always get the edge of this or the side of this, like if there is ink up here and I dip it in here, I always touch the rim here and there gets ink on here, and I would be so upset if my amazing, very expensive nib holder, I think it's very expensive, I haven't really checked though, from kakimori would get color all over. Do you have that wooden pen holder? Let me know if that happened to you, and could you get the ink Iroshi? See, I cannot write Zuku. That's correct. And then somebody's skating their skateboard outside. If you hear that, that's those people. Tsuji. Tsuji. Let me know if you were able to remove the ink. But I'm really happy with this, so I'm probably not going to replace it. But if other people were worried about that, this would be really helpful for them. Iroshizuku. And if you left a comment down below, we can use you as a community support group, kind of. Tsuji. Yeah, so I cannot talk and write at the same time, which means either I write correctly and there's lots of bullshit coming out of my mouth, or I say things very thoughtfully, but then I'm not writing the right thing. So, okay, this is how different they look. This reminds me very much of Hotarubi, which I liked in the swatch, or I was intrigued by in the swatch, and it really wasn't very legible on paper, and I feel like if I look at this, I get like cross-eyed because this is so bold, but we will see. I'm definitely going to give this a chance. And if I know myself, then it's going to take a while because I purchase things and I receive things, and then I just keep them in my stash for a long time before I start actually digging in. All right, so the only disadvantage of having a studio here that is basically open, everybody can start talking, people can start making themselves food, and then I need to switch to a voiceover. And then the same thing happens with the voiceover. I just went into the bedroom and now my husband is having a meeting, so I have to be back here. I am swatching Waterman Tender Purple, and it is a very pink leaning purple. Pink leaning. There's a lot of red in there. Maybe that sounds better. I have found that with every swatch I make, the more confused I get about colors, color family, connection of colors. Is there more red in there? Is there more blue in there? I mean, when I see them then next to each other, I can tell, yeah, but I have such a hard time telling if a color is warm or red, especially with Kosumoso and Tsutsuji. That Kosumoso ink, what is this? Is this cold? Is this a cold pink? I'm starting to overthink colors. And I am like, okay, it's purple. Anything else, any other descriptor, take with a grain of salt, because I clearly am totally confused. It does remind me, though, of Diamine Festive Joy that I have just recently used in my Benu Ambrosia Brown Orchid. That's a mouthful. And I wonder if it shades. The Festive Joy is pretty flat, and this one looks very, very similar in flatness. I'm excited to put this in a pen, but as I said before, I just wanted to swatch those, and now they'll be put into my samples box, and then I'll get to them eventually. This Inspired Blue is a really, really lovely turquoise, light blue. Again, is it a turquoise? Is it a light blue? What color is it? It's not a teal, that's for sure. It feels quite wet, and I think it's a very from the first impressions, it feels like a very well-behaved ink. I'm curious to see if this holds true when it's actually in a pen. But that's what I was thinking when I was rewatching this video. Swatching these inks when I first get them, or not necessarily when I first get them, but before I start actually using them in a fountain pen, is like a meet and greet where everyone plays some fun games. Oh, my name is such and such, and this is 2 fun facts about me, 3 fun facts about me, 2 truths and 1 lie. That's how this feels when I swatch inks. I get to know them a little better. I see their colors on different papers. I get to, because I'm using the same tools to swatching, I get to guess a little if they're wet or dry, how watery they are, all of those things. I get to guess a little, and I get to understand a little bit with this Kakimori dip nib. Absolutely, this is not a way to show you how this would behave in a pen, but it gives you a general idea of the ink color and of the way the ink behaves on different papers, as well as if it's dry or wet. I feel like now that I have been using this nib for quite a while, I can actually tell how well it comes off the brass nib, if it's a dry or wet ink. I am looking at these, my color family swatch book. There's another disadvantage of having this bound and on pages, especially I'm looking at the Kobe number 34, and that is way darker than this hanging rice. It actually, I have some clips in just a second. It looks very, very much like Rohrer and Klingner Altgoldgrün. So, yeah, I was wrong. It's not the same. A big disadvantage of this color family book is that I stuck the chromatography strips on the back page of another color family, and so now I cannot reorganize it. I could cut the sides and then rearrange it on the rings, or maybe even cut it apart, but that's not going to happen anymore. Hanging Rice looks closest to Rohrer and Klingner Altgoldgrün. I think both of those, even though there is yellow, are the coolest of these olive greens that I have in my stash at the moment. The moss green and the tea time appear much yellower, and the Kobe number 34 is so much darker. Inspired Blue, I do not have an ink that looks even similar to this, and what you see on the screen right now is desaturated or not true to color, but I think it would fit perfectly into my stash. Tender Purple, I have found 2, Festive Joy and Boysenberry. Boysenberry has a little bit more red and some gray shades in there. And then Iroshizuku Tsutsuji, the closest, because it's so red, is Adrianople from Califolio. Festive Party Time and Deep Magenta have too much blue inside. And then Kosumoso, I didn't know that I had an ink that looked similar, but Diamine Pink Ice is the one that is closest, and that's a very corally color. I would never have imagined describing Kosumoso as coral. So maybe I'm totally off my game right now. Let's look at the notepads, and I am going to do a writing sample on the blue one for 2 reasons. Well, the writing sample is because I want to know how the paper holds up to fountain pen inks and fountain pen nibs. I am using 2 medium nibs, however, this definitely is very, very wet. And then I'm using the Franklin Christoph with Troublemaker España Boulevard. I want to see on the blue paper how the colors look on the paper, how they appear compared to their actual color on the white paper. I'm going to compare that. It definitely isn't true to color, but they're still very legible, and I like the paper a lot. I am going to rip this off and then just open my currently, give you a little close-up. I'm going to open my currently inked notebook and hold it up and compare it to the white paper and the writing sample on the white paper. Here is Iroshizuku. It's much darker. Yamabudo, of course. It's much darker, and the Troublemaker España Boulevard is same. You can see that it's a green, you can see that it's a purple, but it's not the same color. It does not bleed through, it ghosts a little. The paper is really, really thin, but yep, the way it feels and the way I'm able to write on it is just awesome. So I am going to end this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed sharing these new samples with you. If you are planning on purchasing with Vanness, don't forget that I have a 10% off coupon in the description box. And also don't forget to comment if you want to be included in the giveaway that I'm planning to do sometime between now and the end of September. I'm going to do this really big because, yeah, you never know what's going to happen and what other videos are coming up soon. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. Until then, bye.